Berlin, 1936. The Summer Olympic Games. The stadium is packed. Flags wave above the stands. Cameras roll non-stop as the event is broadcast worldwide. In the main grandstand sits Adolf Hitler. He closely follows the competitions. Every movement is captured on film. It appears to be a perfect display of power and control. But behind the image, something else was at work. Something few knew at the time. These Olympics were not just about sports. They were a carefully orchestrated political project. Berlin was temporarily softened. Anti-Semitic slogans removed. Street violence reduced. An image of a modern, open nation presented to the world. The goal was not truth, but perception. Hitler appears in public constantly. He looks energetic, focused, tireless. His schedule is relentless. Ceremonies, meetings, parades. But this stamina relied on extensive medical support. And over time, that support intensified. His personal physician was Dr. Theodor Morell, a controversial figure without strong academic standing, yet trusted completely by Hitler. Morell kept meticulous medical journals, page after page, day after day, vitamin mixtures, hormonal treatments, stimulant injections, pain relief medications. Over time, the list didn't shrink, it expanded. Witnesses noticed a clear pattern. Without regular medical interventions, Hitler became lethargic and irritable, struggling to focus. With them, he appeared sharp, energetic, decisive. The contrast was impossible to ignore, even among those closest to him. Context matters. In 1930s Germany, many medical treatments were considered modern and acceptable. They were used in the military, industry, and administration. Enhancing human performance was seen as progress. Long-term risks were rarely discussed. Decades later, historians gained access to Morell's medical archives. Researcher Norman Ohler examined them in detail, highlighting how medical dependence reached the highest levels of the regime. His conclusion was unsettling. The physical condition of leadership shaped decision-making at the highest level. Decisions made during that era affected millions of lives, and some of those decisions were made by a leader whose confidence, mood, and impulses were chemically supported. This does not remove responsibility, but it changes the lens through which history is viewed. The 1936 Olympic footage now looks different. A calm expression, confident posture, focused gaze. Today we know this image was sustained not only by ideology and propaganda, but by constant medical intervention. And that knowledge reframes the moment. The Third Reich is often analyzed through ideology, fear, and violence. This story reveals another layer: the vulnerability of the human body, at the peak of absolute power, and a system that chose not to intervene. Regimes often appear solid and rational, but behind the facade, they may depend on fragile, unspoken factors, including the condition of a single individual and the methods sustaining his ability to act. The Olympic images became symbols of an era, but today they also remind us history-shaping decisions were sometimes made under conditions rarely acknowledged at the time.